So yeah, starting with the first question, cracked beta. It's not exactly new, but it popped up again recently thanks to Mamochi saying that the players who played the cracked beta should be banned permanently. So it kind of sparked the whole discussion about competitive integrity. So how do you think it could impact the competitive Street Fighter 6, and what kind of repercussions do you think we're looking at?
Well, didn't Capcom make a statement themselves about this?
They did. Right. Do you want me to go first? Do you want me to go last?
Go for it, Jammerz. I think set the tone, please. You're the
Okay.
Street Fighter specialist.
Right. So Capcom released a statement. I think it's about 1 or 2 weeks ago now. I have to double check. You can check it on the Capcom Fighters Twitter account. Basically, what the statement said was, we acknowledge there's a cracked beta. If we catch you from this point onwards, then you have gone against the terms and agreement of the game. Because I believe when you sign up to the beta, there is basically, long story short, there's some fine print saying if you're basically doing stuff you shouldn't be, then you're basically going against what you agreed to. So you're basically breaking a binding contract.
Right.
Yep. Now, this is this is where this is where it gets funny, because I don't talk about this stuff because it's, to me, I'm not a competitor, so it affects the scene I'm in. It doesn't affect me. Now, when they basically put out the statement saying if we catch you now, you're in trouble, a lot of people on Twitter were just like, well, I saw this guy messaging people on Discord and I've got receipts about this guy. So basically everyone's holding each other at gunpoint and they're saying, try anything funny. Yeah, try anything funny and I can call you out. Because I find it funny.
I got the receipts.
It's just like, but this is it. We live in a day and age where receipts are the ones that really catch you out. So if you say anything, and the thing is, I kid you not when I said this, right? What month were we in? May. I think about November last year, I said, when word was getting out that there was a cracked beta from the first closed beta, I said, give it a few months and the Spider-Man meme's going to become a reality. It's going to become a reality. Everyone's going to point fingers at each other. I said, hang on a minute, you shouldn't be playing the beta. And the next guy's going to go, but I saw you playing it the other day. And it's like, everyone's going to be doing that. And lo and behold, that's what's happening. Now, what Mamochi said about whoever plays the cracked beta, they should be banned permanently. The permabans of it strong. Should you be banned for a certain period of time? Maybe. But the problem is, you have to dial it back a bit, right? The game's going to be across platforms, so it's going to be played on all platforms. The beta should never come on Steam in the first place because, people can hack things. People want the game right now. They want the game as we speak. So they're going to do all in their power to get it. Now, I do know, I'm not mentioning any names, I do know who's played the cracked beta. And there's other people I can hazard a guess. But the problem is, what's going to happen is, those guys are playing a particular build of the game. It's probably not going to be the final build, but what happens is they're having a very good feel for the game for 6 months. And it's like, right, even if you play a character that wasn't in the quote-unquote cracked beta, you're going to be doing things and theorizing things that people can't learn in 24 hours. And some people, this is where it gets funny, because I went to an event in London that played Street Fighter 6, and obviously Street Fighter 6 at Capcom Cup. You play anybody in Street Fighter 6 before June 2nd, all you get is, oh, I haven't played the cracked beta, by the way. And it's like, why are you putting up the defensive walls? And I never even asked. But that's the point. That's the point we've come to now. Everyone's defending themselves before the product's even out. And it's like, that's wild.
I think it's a bit weird on Capcom's part to make this statement now when when the first open beta came out like 6 months ago. I like, and also, how do you enforce this?
Right, you can't. Here's the thing: you can't police it. You definitely cannot police it, because you're not going to go into everyone's computer, because that's actually an invasion of privacy. We all know where that goes. Like, you can't do that. And then the thing is, you don't want the company to say we're gonna trust you in good faith, because we know where that goes. It's just like, listen, we're in a world where you just don't rely on good faith. It's a thing where if they didn't, this statement was damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't put it out, when are you going to acknowledge it? If you do put it out, why have you done it now? Because the whole point is, when was it going to happen? Because firstly, and I think Giuna made this very strong point, it's first, they have to admit that they acknowledge as a beta. They have to do that. And it's just like, hang on, you're publicly admitting, it's there. And you, like you said, how do you enforce it? You can't enforce it. You just have to go with, right, if I catch you now, that's it. And believe me, I've seen channels that were uploading cracked beta footage, doing Discord streams, and the moment that statement came out, everything vanished. And it's just like, oh, so you do acknowledge what you're doing is wrong. And the thing is, these are people looking to compete for the $2 million prize pool at the finals. That's what these people are doing, right? Because you always have to, the first thing you have to ask yourself is, who does it benefit, right? Who does it benefit by playing the game early? Because by you doing this, first of all, you have to have a PC. You can't do it on console. The moment they start hacking consoles, we're all finished. But it's, who does it benefit? And it's like, okay, then what's going to happen? I can already theorize this happening. What's going to happen is some people are like, they give you these very poor excuses. I remember someone cracked the bait and they were uploading long extended Gal combos. And they said, I just want to get this character nerfed. It's like, stop lying to yourself. Really stop lying to yourself. You're not trying to do that. You probably didn't like SF5. You really enjoy this game. And it's like, what you're doing is you're kind of diminishing your excitement for the game before it comes out because you're impatient. And you're probably not gonna, because I've said this before. The thing is, a lot of the players are in a very weird spot. Competitive integrity is a very strong point, but the players are in a weird spot. A crack beta was out. I hate to say this. A crack beta was out and available before they announced that prize pool. Now, when the prize pool was announced, you'd be an idiot not to play the game as soon as possible. You'd be an idiot. And that sounds so bizarre to say. A product's not out yet, but to give you that advantage or to keep up with the level of competition, you have to download the beta.
Sure, for sure.
That's insane.
6 months. 6 months is a not negligible amount of time.
It's a long time.
I think on Capcom's part, I think they know they can't enforce this, but for them, it's about sort of cleaning up their image and trying to make this whole $2 million prize pool esports thing as legitimate as possible, at least on the surface.
Yeah, no, I can 100% see that. The thing is, what you don't know can't hurt you. And, well, you got to be careful who your friends are, because it's a thing where you're going to get any slight edge to get in the running for that prize money. Now, I said this before, because for those of you who don't remember, there was a cracked beta for Street Fighter V. There was only supposed to be one beta for Street Fighter V, but because of the network issues and some other technical difficulties, they had to do a second and a third one. People cracked the game. Now, it's come out maybe a couple months ago. I heard somebody say, oh, someone who won a tournament in the early days of Street Fighter V, they only won it because they played the cracked version of Street Fighter V. You kept that quiet for 7 years. And it's like, but what's the difference now as opposed to 7 years ago? And it's like, okay, you can't say, I'm not going to use the $2 million prize pool. I'm not going to take that as an argument, because 90% of the player base are cut off from that. Some people that are playing this beta, you're not even going to sniff that. So get that out of your head. So it's like, what is surrounding it? This is what I can't fathom at the moment. It's like, you can't, if you don't like 5, that's fine, but you're very impatient about this game. And I've said this about Street Fighter 6. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. All it takes is one command grab for Zangief, or it takes fighting a Dalsim player for you to not like the game. Then all that time you've invested in the game, playing it when you shouldn't have been playing it, it just goes out the window. Because
what are the repercussions when caught? I don't remember what was said by Capcom.
So
do players get banned from like tournaments or anything?
I don't know if they said you get banned from tournaments, but you're basically violating a TOS. Like you're just violating it, and that can lead to Lordawood's drop, because then it could lead into a statement saying, okay, Shinakuma 101, he is no longer allowed to participate in any CPT events for the foreseeable future, or permanently. Now, again, Momochi is a competitor. That's a competitor going, look, the other competitors are playing the game. Or it's like, it caught wind. But the thing is, this is where you bring back to the Spider-Man movie. How do we know the Japanese players are not playing the game? How do we know that? We don't. Because some people, again, like I said, just to reiterate, some people go, you'd be silly not to play the beta to give yourself that advantage. Other people's like, look, I have no business with that because there's no point, right? Because it's, like Arya said, it's like, look, on the surface, we're trying to even out the playing field or smoothing it out as much as possible. That's going to be difficult. Now, I made a suggestion. I said, look, it's when the game comes out, that quote-unquote cracked beta they're playing, any tournament for about the first 3 months, you are not allowed to use those characters. You're not allowed to use Kimberly. You're not allowed to use Guile. You're not allowed to use Luke. You're not allowed to use Ryu. Well, actually, Ryu and Luke's a bit different because there's a demo out, so you can train with those two. But Kimberly, Guile, Juri, Chun-Li, Jamie, it's like those characters, you can't use them. And then if people start asking why, it's because, oh yeah, long-winded explanation, there's been a crack beta people shouldn't have been playing. But the problem is, you get people from outside the community trying to get into the community playing Street Fighter 6 and like, hang on, how are people this good in 24 hours? That don't make any sense. And it's like, so it's a tough one. It's definitely going to impact competitive play because here's the thing. The worst case scenario is a cracked beta user wins the $1 million, right? But you would only know that through certain channels. Not everyone's going to know that. Now, if somebody who has seen the cracked beta or played it finds out, or they see that their friend who was playing the exact same beta won the tournament, what do you think is going to happen? You're probably not going to keep quiet. It really depends. And I've seen people, because that's a lot of money. I've seen a lot of people go, listen, I will snake you if I have to. Like, I will snake you if I have to. I'll tell you the crazy thing about it. Anytime somebody does an anti-air in a situation or a 6-hit combo, 6-hit combo? That's a bit suspicious, isn't it? I'm like, I've been doing 6-hit combos in fighting games for years. Why all of a sudden you change your mind? Oh, because there's a crack beta that, because social media got bigger, you are now aware of it. Like, come on. Like, I just find that a bit weird how people are just twisting their neck like turkeys now.